What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. I've been watching a lot more of the San Antonio Spurs this season than I have in years past, and I've come to one strong conclusion about them, and that's that Victor Wembanyama is an absolute alien. And I started to think about it, and I was watching, Numbers on the Board podcast with Kenny Beecham, King of the Fourth Quarter, all that good stuff. And he brought up the idea of, like, where does Victor Wembanyama rank right now? And I was kind of stunned because I'm like, oh my God, he might be, like, way higher than you would think for a second-year player, particularly. And they were kind of going back and forth on it. And there's, like, a legit argument for Vic to be top 5 in year 2 already. I'm talking currently. Not projecting, because projection-wise, he might be the best player, in the league for a long time. So, but he might already be top 5 in year 2. And I want to talk about who is probably, like, concretely ahead of him right now, and then who might be able to, like, who's an argument to be ahead of him or next to him. But the bottom line is that this dude's in conversations with the best players in the league in year 2, and that's some special stuff. So I want to give him some credit on that. But yeah, so let me know in the comments, where do you rank Victor Wembanyama currently amongst NBA players? Now, currently, I would say there's probably 4 guys that I would say, yeah, those guys, I would take them right for this year. I would take them ahead of him. And Jokic is number 1. I think that's the best player in the world. But, we've seen Wemby go toe-to-toe with Jokic and hold his own. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. But I think Jokic would be one that I would be like, yeah, ahead. Giannis is another one that's, one of the best players that we've seen, has potential to be the best European player ever. I think SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, is there because he's playing at an MVP level this season. And obviously he's on the best team in the West and he's leading them and they're way better when he's on the floor. I think Shai is there, and I think Luka is probably 4th. And it's because we've seen what Luka can backpack a team through some playoff rounds and go batshit. So those are the 4. Luka Doncic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Nikola Jokic. Those are the 4 that I would say, I would confidently put him ahead of Wemby for the remainder of this season, or as of right now, I guess. But there's quite a few maybes, because that 5th spot, to me, is up for grabs amongst a bunch of insanely talented players. And tell me in the comments if you would take this player over Wembanyama for this season. That's kind of what I want to know. Steph Curry. I think he has an argument for it as the best point guard I've ever seen. There's Kevin Durant. He's been just a psycho for his entire career. There's Anthony Davis. There's Jason Tatum. There's LeBron James. There's Joel Embiid. Right there, you've got like 10 guys that he's in the discussion with Jokic, Giannis, Shai, Luka, Tatum, Bron, Embiid, Anthony Davis, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant. Like, those are the 10 guys that I think the discussion revolves around. And he's definitely somewhere in there. So I think that's crazy to be in year 2 and you're at worst a top 11 player in the NBA. That's crazy. I would think, it's really hard to put him over Steph just because we know what Steph can do. But they kind of have similar records, and Wemby's kind of putting a huge impact on the game. Steph's had some really bad games. I don't know. There's an argument there. Kevin Durant's team is just constantly, the last, every year that he hasn't been a Warrior or on the Thunder, it's just been middling in the pack and fallen short. And I don't know how to really gauge him at this point. LeBron, we know that LeBron can turn it on and get you 40, but is he going to do that for 3 or 4 straight games? Probably not. Anthony Davis, he's been durable as hell the last couple of years, and most people do not know that or believe that, but he has. And he's kind of like the one guy, I think, defensively that can keep up with Wembanyama, or at least try to keep up in terms of the versatility and things like that. But offensively, just because Wemby's shooting is better, and when Wemby will take more 3-pointers and will space the floor more and do that kind of thing, while also being a freaking tower at the paint. So I think Anthony Davis is a fun comparison because they play defensively, they're insane, and that's, I think, when you're on that level already in year 2, that is crazy. Because Anthony Davis is the best defender I've watched in the last 10 to 15 years in terms of being able to guard pretty much 1 through 5, and it's just being a freak of nature. That's just the stuff that I've seen from him. And Wemby's right there on par. So, Jason Tatum, that's, the best player on the best team in the league at this point in the season, or the second best team in the league, whatever you want to call them, with the Celtics, who are pretty much kind of just coasting, trying to get to the playoffs. But yeah, I think he's definitely somewhere in this like 5 to 8 range probably, and that's crazy for a year 2 guy to already be there. And you're looking at it, he puts up 26 points a game, 10 rebounds, 4 assists with 4 blocks and a steal. And this is on 49% overall, 36 from 3 and 87 from the line. So he's shooting it efficiently, and the 36% from 3 is on 9 attempts. So it's not like he's taking 2-3 attempts a game. He's getting them up, and he's hitting them at a high clip. He's had multiple games with 5-6 threes. We've got games this season, 2+ 40-point games, 150 ball. He's got a block in every single game this season. At least one block in every single game, and he's played 29 games. That's pretty remarkable. Granted, we know he's going to protect the rim like crazy, but still, you need guys to drive, and you see dudes go into the paint, see Wemby, and say, I'm dribbling out, no thanks, and they run away. And that's just the impact of somebody that's got a generational trait, especially defensively. Multiple games with 18+ rebounds. The dude is just, obviously he's huge, but you still got to, rebounds are an effort thing, in my opinion. Obviously, height helps a ton. But if you don't, try to go get rebounds, and you don't box out like he does, and, you don't put yourself in position, you're not going to get them. So he definitely puts the effort in there, too. And the one thing I think is that coming into the NBA, everybody expected him to be great. We thought he'd be this generational guy, but, I don't think we expected it to be this fast and to be this good, because we're talking in maybe a year or 2, he could be the best player in the world. And that's, for the Spurs, hell yeah, we got another one. You went from David Robinson to Tim Duncan to Victor Wembanyama. Just center galore over there. Is the GOAT factory for bigs. But, it's crazy stuff. And you just had the game last night against the Nuggets where they win, I think, 113-110. And Wemby puts up 35 and 18 on Jokic. And now we know Jokic is not a defensive guy. We know that. To Jokic's credit, he put up 41 and 18. So, what a way to one-up Wemby in a game. But ultimately, that's just laugh out loud, competition right there. That he's keeping pace with the best player in the world. And like I said, it might be a year or 2, and he'll have that stamp. Obviously, you're going to have to get some playoff success, but I pray that they make it to the play-in or better, because I need to see this in the playoffs. I love Stephon Castle. I like Devin Vassell, and then Wemby is just going crazy. But yeah, let me know in the comments where you rank Victor Wembanyama currently. I think if we projected future-wise 2-3 years from now, I think pretty much everybody would probably have him at 1. But where do you rank him right now? It is January 4th when I'm making this video. And he's played about, I think, 29 or 30 games at this point. And, this has just been a consistent demigod throughout this season. And we got a problem on our hands for the other 29 other teams. Because, the Spurs are not going to let him go. And they've got one of this young core that is coming up. And they have this star on top that is explosive. So, yeah, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like this kind of content. Please like the video. Really, really appreciate y'all for watching. Let me know where you got Wemby in the comments. Peace.